Hello everyone, I'm Lê Hồ Bảo Ngọc from Group 1 YH44. Today I give you a presentation about biological catalysts. There are members of our group. We have 33 people. The presentation has 3 parts. 1. Biochemical reaction. 2. Vitamin. And the last one is hormone. Let me talk about the part 1. Biochemical reaction. So, what is biochemical reaction? It is the transformation of one molecule to a different molecule inside a cell. There are 6 major classes of biochemical reactions that are mediated by enzymes. These include group transfer, the formation or removal of carbon-carbon double bonds, isomerization, ligation, hydrolysis, and the last one is oxidation reduction. Now talk about the group 1 transfer reactions. In group transfer reactions, a functional of group will be transferred from one molecule that serves as the donor molecule to another molecule that will be the acceptor molecule, as you see in this symbol. From one alpha-keto acid and one alpha-amino acid, 2 reactions, we have a new alpha-amino acid and a new alpha-keto acid. Number 2 is formations or removals of carbon-carbon double bonds. Reactions that mediate the formations and removals of carbon-carbon double bonds are also common in biological systems and are catalyzed by a class of enzymes called classes. Number 3 is isomerization reaction. In this reaction, a single molecule is rearranged such that it retains the same molecular formula, but now has a different bonding order of the atom, forming a structural. And an example of these reactions is glucose 6-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate. Number 4 is ligation reactions. These reactions use the energy of ATP to join 2 molecules together. An example of this kind of reactions is the joining of the amino acids with the strength of RNA molecule during protein synthesis. Number 5 is hydrolysis reactions. The classifications of hydrolysis reactions include both the forward reactions that involve the addition of water to a molecule to break it apart, or the reverse reactions involving the removal of water to join molecules together, termed dehydration synthesis or condensation. And the last one is oxidation reduction reactions. These reactions is a type of chemical reactions that involves a transfer of electrons between 2 pieces. An oxidation reduction reaction is any chemical reaction in which the oxidation number of a molecule, atom, or ion changes by gaining or losing an electron. Then I will research about biological catalysts. In the world, organisms in general, or the human body in particular, every single minute, we are performing mass of biochemical reactions. Although our bodies always need to maintain a stable temperature, pH, pressures, the chemical reactions will not be hindered. Contrarily, most of biochemical reactions in physiological conditions of the body occur with high efficiency. So, what is biological catalyst? Let's see the example. From the above example, we can simply define the biological catalyst. This is a process that speeds up the chemical reaction thanks to participation of catalysts. The chemical reaction rate is determined by the value of activation energy. The greater activation energy, the lower reaction rate. Therefore, during the catalysis process, the catalyst reduces the activation energy of the chemical reactions. In the catalysis process, the catalyst only participates in the intermediate reactions and then they are rehabilitated quickly. The catalyst doesn't work as the reactants. The rate of reversible reactions is also increased by the catalyst in both directions. The catalyst cannot determine the directions of reactions. They only boost the reaction to equilibrium quickly. So, what substances are considered as biological catalysts? There are three types of biological catalysts: enzymes, vitamins, and hormones. Enzymes is the most important, participates in catalyze their reactions directly. Hormones and vitamins act as a catalyst through enzyme activity.
To continue the presentation, we will go to the next part, which names vitamin. It consists overview and classification. So, what are vitamins? Vitamins are organic nutrients obtained through the diet and essential in small amounts for normal metabolic reactions. They are very important for our body because they can act as a catalyst and they can participate in the chemical reaction. Like enzymes, which are also catalysts, vitamins are essential in small quantities. However, enzymes are made by the body, whereas vitamins are obtained through the foods that we eat. And next, we will go to the classification of vitamins. Vitamins are classified as water-soluble or fat-soluble. In humans, there are 13 vitamins. 4 fat-soluble vitamins, which consist vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, and 9 water-soluble, which includes 8 vitamin B and vitamin C. Water-soluble vitamins dissolve easily in water and in general are readily excreted from the body. And because they are not readily stored, consistent daily intake is very important. Furthermore, many types of water-soluble vitamins are synthesized by bacteria. And how about fat-soluble vitamins? They are absorbed through the essential charge with the help of lipids. Because they are more likely to accumulate in the body, they are more likely to lead to hypervitaminosis than water-soluble vitamins. Next, I will talk about some common vitamins. To begin with vitamin A. There are many sources of vitamin A, such as fatty fish, butter, milk, cheese, eggs, pumpkin carrots, and other orange-colored vegetables. Vitamin A is very important for vision, reproductive function, and normal cell production, especially beta-carotene, which is a precursor to vitamin A have to find disease-causing free radicals. Besides that, vitamin A has many applications. Firstly, it can lower cancer risk. People who eat a lot of foods containing beta-carotene may have a lower risk of certain kinds of cancer, such as lung cancer or colon cancer. Next, it can treat type 2 diabetes. A derivative of vitamin A has been found to normalize blood sugar in mice with diabetes. And finally, it is very helpful for skin and hair. It contributes to the production of sebum, the oil that helps maintain levels of moisture in the skin and hair. The amount of vitamin A you need depends on your age and sex. Average daily recommended amounts are listed in this table. The pregnant woman should not consume more than the recommended levels of vitamin A because retinol has been linked with fetal deformities. So, what happens if you don't get enough vitamin A? First, the first condition is xerodermia. It is a medical condition in which your eyes can't produce tears. That is skin and mucous membrane lesion. And finally, you can get blindness. Continue. I will talk about some vitamin B. To begin with vitamin B1. There are many sources of vitamin B1 such as eggs, bees, milk, meat, nuts and seeds. Vitamin B1 can process carbohydrates into energy and it is necessary for nerve cell function. Next, vitamin B2. Your body can get vitamin B2 from meat, fish, eggs, nuts, and seeds. Vitamin B2 can help the production of red blood cells and is very important for growth. Next, vitamin B3. There are many sources such as nuts, eggs, potato, avocado, and meat. Vitamin B3 can help to control cholesterol, process alcohol, maintain healthy skin, and converts carbohydrates to energy. And next we will talk about vitamin B5. There are many sources of vitamin B5 such as milk, eggs, avocado, or fish. Vitamin B5 serves several bodily functions such as converting fat to energy and synthesis cholesterol. Next we will talk about vitamin B6. Your body can get vitamin B6 from fish, meat, nuts, or banana. Vitamin B6 plays an important role in the production of hormones such as serotonin, dopamine, and melatonin, as well as for processing amino acids. And finally is vitamin B12. There are some sources of vitamin B12 as meat, eggs, shellfish, milk, and orange meat such as liver or kidney. Vitamin B12 is a crucial component of DNA replication and nerve cell regulation. Next, I will talk about vitamin C. I think that it is not very hard to list the sources of vitamin C. They are broccoli, spinach, cabbage, potato, tomatoes, orange, or strawberries. Vitamin C plays an important role in wound healing and acts as an antioxidant. It can also help the body absorb iron. Vitamin C can produce collagen, L-carnitine, and some neurotransmitters. And the daily amount recommended is depend on can depend on your age, such as this table. Especially, smoking can add 35 mg to calculate your total daily recommended amount. So, what happens if if you can't get enough vitamin C? The most common disease is scurvy. Scurvy is a disease resulting from a lack of vitamin C. Early symptoms of deficiency include weakness, feeling tired, and sore arms and legs. As scurvy worsens, there can be poor wound healing, personality change, and finally death from infection or bleeding. Next, I will talk about a common vitamin that is vitamin D. You can get vitamin D from plentiful food sources including fatty fish, eggs, cheese, beef liver, mushrooms, or milk. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, which creates healthy bones and teeth. Besides that, it can support immune, brain, and nervous system health. Vitamins are nutrients that the body cannot create, and so a person must consume them in the diet. However, the body can produce vitamin D. Sensual sun exposure on pale skin for 5 to 10 minutes 2 to 3 times per week allows more people to produce sufficient vitamin D. However, vitamin D breaks down quite quickly, meaning that stores can run low, especially in winter. So, what happens if you don't get enough vitamin D? It can cause bone softening, which is called ophthalmalacia in the adult or the cricket in the children. Next, we will go to the finally vitamin vitamin E. There are many sources such as avocado, and nuts, mango, oils, and dark green vegetables. Vitamin A can help to combat free radicals which can damage our cells.
Hi everyone, my name is Tom. I'm a member of Group S1. Now, I'm gonna talk about hormone. To start my presentation, we will watch a video.
Hormones are chemicals produced by various glands. Hormones act as messengers affecting the activity of another part of the body. Such messengers are normally transported through the bloodstream. The pituitary is a pea-sized gland that controls the function of most other glands and secretes a variety of hormones, such as growth hormone and thyroid-stimulating hormone. The pituitary itself is controlled by a small brain region called the hypothalamus. Growth hormone regulates bone and muscle growth and physical development. The thyroid is a gland in the neck. It secretes thyroid hormones, which control the speed of the body's chemical functions, or metabolism. Thyroid hormones affect many vital functions, such as heart rate. Another gland, the pancreas, helps control the levels of glucose in the blood by secreting insulin, which moves glucose out of the blood and into cells. Diabetes occurs when the body does not produce enough insulin to control blood sugar levels. There are two adrenal glands, one on top of each kidney. The adrenals secrete several hormones, such as epinephrine, aldosterone, and cortisol. These hormones help control heart rate and blood pressure.
Now, let's move to the first one, overview. Hormones are biological catalysts secreted by cells with a small amount absorbed into the bloodstream to target cells through receptors on the surface to stimulate or activate physiological and biochemical activities. There are three essence of the cell. Autocrine action is a cell secretes a hormone that binds to autocrine receptor on that same cell. Paracrine action is a cell produces a signal to induce changes in nearby cells. Endocrine action. It is a cell produces a signal to activate distant cells by circulation. Endocrine glands are scattered in many parts of the body, such as pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, but they work in close contact as a unity called the endocrine system. Hormones are powerful. It takes only a tiny amount to cause a big changes in cells or even your whole body through two mechanisms. Nuclear chain reaction and hormonal second messenger. The next part, I will introduce to you about classification of hormone. Chemical nature of hormones. This category of hormones are divided to 6 classes. Steroid hormone is derived from cholesterol which belong to a chemical compound known as steroids. For example, gonadal hormones, adrenal cortex hormones, amine hormones. Hormones derived from the modification of amino acids are referred to as amine hormones. For example, melatonin, T3, T4 hormones, and catecholamine hormones. Peptide hormones. These hormones are made up of only few amino acid residues and they are usually present themselves in form of linear chains. For example, oxytocin and vasopressin. Protein hormones. These hormones are built up from large number of amino acid residues, just like insulin, glucagon, and somatotropins. Lipoprotein hormones. These are conjugated protein bound to carbohydrates, which include galactose, mannose, and fructose. For example, luteinizing hormones, follicle-stimulating hormones, and thyroid-stimulating hormone. Eicosanoic hormones is made up of small fatty acid derivatives with a variety of arachidonic acid, prostaglandins, prostaglandin, ribosans, and glycogens. Then next part I want to present to you is mechanism of action of hormones. Group hormones affect its target tissue by the first forming a hormone receptor complex. Group 1 hormones, intracellular hormone receptors. These are group of lipophilic hormones, steroid hormone, and thyroid, that are usually derived from cholesterol. These hormones usually bind to intracellular receptors, thereby forming receptor hormone complex, which then binds to the DNA and activates transcription on certain genes. Group 2 hormones, G protein-linked hormone receptors. These are hormones that bind to cell surface receptor. Their ability to bind adenosine nucleotides, including 3 parts, the alpha, beta, and gamma subunits. Displacement of GDP by GTP when the receptor is activated causes a D-alpha subunit to form chimeric complex and to associate it with the other intracellular signaling proteins. Group 3 hormones, enzyme-linked hormone receptors. When the hormone binds to the extracellular part of the receptor, an enzyme immediately inside the cell membrane is activated. For example, GF, insulin, leptin, prolactin, and EGF1. But some of the effects occur rapidly as a result of activation of intracellular enzymes, whereas other actions occur more slowly and require synthesis of new proteins. Second messenger mechanisms for mediating intracellular hormonal functions. Cyclic AMP. GS protein activate the adenylene cyclase, which will catalyze the conversion ATP to cAMP. This then activates cAMP-dependent protein kinase, which will trigger biochemical reactions that ultimately lead to the cell's response to the hormone. The binding of hormone to its receptors is coupled to an inhibitory G protein. Adenylene cyclase will be inhibited. Cell membrane phospholipid. PIP2 is dissociated to DRG and IP3. IP3 mobilize calcium ions, the mitochondria, and the endoplasmic reticulum. And the calcium ions then have their own second messenger effects. DRG, the other lipid second messenger, activates the enzyme protein kinase C, which then phosphorylates a large number of proteins, leading to cell response. Finally, there are some important hormones in metabolism and their disease. Growth hormone. Growth hormone, also called somatotropin hormone, is a single chain of 191 amino acids. A hormone secreted in the anterior pituitary gland. The anterior lobe of the pituitary plays a master role secreting 6 major hormones that affect most of the body, including the other endocrine glands. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, growth hormone, thyroid-stimulating hormone, follicle-stimulating hormone, prolactin, and luteinizing hormone. The posterior lobe of the pituitary gland stores and releases hormones secreted by the hypothalamus section of the brain, including vasopressin and oxytocin. Function of growth hormone. Stimulate body growth, increasing protein deposition in tissue, increasing fat utilization for energy, decreasing carbohydrate utilization by inhibit insulin action on cells. Secreting excessive GH that causes to popular disease, acromegaly, tumor in pituitary gland after adolescence, and gigantism, tumor in pituitary gland before adolescence. In acromegaly, other symptoms may include joint pain, tingle skin, deepening of the voice, and problems with vision. And this is a condition characterized by height significantly above average in gigantism. Thyroid hormone. Tyrosine contains iodine, which is essential for the body's normal growth and metabolism. Iodothyronine has similar function to tyrosine. Function of thyroid hormones. Stimulate body growth, increasing protein synthesis. Excessive thyroid hormone leads to muscle weakness. Potential on aspects of the fat metabolism are also inherent. Thyroid hormone stimulates hormones on aspects of the carbohydrate metabolism. Diffusion of thyroid hormones that cause hyperthyroidism is caused by brain disease, thyroid adenoma. There are symptoms: high state of excitability, intolerance to heart, diarrhea, and weight loss. Hypothyroidism is caused by Hashimoto disease, dietary iodine deficient. There are symptoms: fatigue, sleeping 12 to 14 hours a day, slow heart rate, and muscle longiness. Exothomas is a type of hyperthyroidism and is a reticular mesoderma in hypothyroidism patients. Glucocorticoid hormones. The adrenal cortex is made up of 3 layers associated with 3 classes of hormones. Firstly, mineralocorticoids are reduced by the outer layer of the renal cortex, the most important of which is aldosterone. Glucocorticoids are reduced by the middle cortex. Cortisol is one such glucocorticoid. Gonadal hormones are reduced by the inner cortex. There are probably even amounts of 2 types of the hormone secreted: androgen in male and estrogen in female. The adrenal medulla is the inner part of the adrenal gland that secretes adrenaline and noradrenaline. Function of glucocorticoid hormones. Important in stress inflammation, reducing protein storage in all cells except liver, increasing liver protein and plasma protein. Utilization of fat for energy purpose. Stimulate gluconeogenesis, increasing blood glucose concentration and increasing glycogen storage. Hyperadrenalism or Cushing syndrome. Cause of hyperadrenalism are ectopic ICTH secretion, adenoma of adrenal cortex, large administration of cortisol. There are symptoms such as hypertension, moon phase, increasing blood glucose concentration. Hyperadrenalism or Addison's disease. Cause of hyperadrenalism, like atrophy or injury of adrenal cortex, impaired function of pituitary gland. Some common symptoms such as decreasing blood pressure, melanin deposition on skin. Buffalo hump is characterized symptom of Cushing syndrome, and this is muscle weakness that appears in Addison syndrome. Insulin hormones. Insulin hormone secreted by beta cell of islet of Langerhans. Function of insulin hormones. Insulin promotes muscle glucose uptake and metabolism. Insulin promotes conversion of excess glucose into fatty acids and inhibits gluconeogenesis in the liver. Insulin has several effects that lead to fat storage in adipose tissue. Insulin causes protein storage during a few hours after a meal. Insulin-secreting disorders lead to popular disease, diabetes type 1. Cause of diabetes type 1 results from the pancreas failure to produce enough insulin due to loss of beta cells, viral infection, or autoimmune disorders, that destruction of beta cells. Diabetes type 2 consists of 90 to 95% cause of diabetes type 2 begins with insulin resistance, a condition in which cells fail to respond to insulin properly. The common causes such as obesity, polycystic ovary syndrome, acromegaly, and Cushing's syndrome. The last 6 symptoms of diabetes are autonomic nervous system diffusion, weight loss, metabolic acidosis due to the excess fatty acid, and thirst. And these are members of Group S1. Thank you, teacher and friends, for my attention, especially the guidance of Teacher Nghĩa. If you have any questions, please contact me.